In this video, I'm going to explain the difference between a stock EQ from Ableton, for example, and a premium EQ like FabFilter's Pro-Q 3, and what are the pros and cons for them. So the pro for a stock plugin is it comes with your DAW, and they're pretty simple, like the one in Ableton. So I can play this sample, and you can see the frequencies move right now. So pretty great. Yeah, I see all the frequencies moving. And like I'm gonna show an example of like me decreasing certain things and so forth. So let's do it. So that's essentially what they do. They're just regular plugins, like any other, but this one specifically, like I said, is the traps and minuses frequencies. Now, you want to do this because one, you're trying to maybe make room for like your sub bass to your kick, or you're trying to take away some of the high end so your hi-hats and so forth can come through a little bit more clear. These are essentially what EQs do. Now, the difference between, like, say, for like this one compared to like the one you buy from like a FabFilter for the Pro-Q 3 is that essentially they have certain functions that are a little bit more unique. So for like this one, you can change latency. So you can do 0 latency to natural phase to linear phase. These are essential if like you're doing like multi-kick layers to anything in the sense that you just need to phase out something correctly. There's stuff like that to the analyzer. You can actually even try to sidechain this to certain things to make sure it dips. These even have to the point where, like if I show right here, you hold this down and hold this one right here, you can do dynamic range even. That's essentially what a more premium EQ can do. You can do this with the stock one, but you're gonna have to add either some more stock plugins or you're gonna have to do a little bit more automation with it. It's not impossible, but this one makes it much easier. It's just all in kind of one plugin. The other great thing about, I would say, about FabFilter compared to a stock plugin, there's these things called mid and side stereo processing. Now, essentially, that's basically like if you're trying to take away side information or you're trying to take away the mid signal. I did a couple of tutorials on that, so go check those out to explain them more. But basically, with the EQ3, you would have to have multiple plugins of that one to do different things. So let me show you an example. Let's say, for instance, this one, I'm gonna take away some of the low end. Okay, but I feel like there's too much side information, for instance. Well, what I have to do, if you have the stock one, is that I would have to go and add another one and change this to mid and side and specifically hit the side button. Now I can take away just the mid signal. And then let's take a quick listen. So that's essentially great, but if I want to take away mid and so forth, then of course that keeps adding on. Now with the Pro-Q 3, instead, what you can do, let me delete this real quick, is that let's say, for instance, okay, I took away the stereo of that low end right there. But let's say now what I want to do is I just particularly want to take away or add some side information. Down here, I don't have to add another plugin. I can just simply just do it right here on one. And now I can change this and maybe add a bell curve to add some more side information. Or let's say, you know what, I don't want to touch the side information. I just want to particularly attack the mid signal of that. So you can just change the stereo placement and I can make it mid. Now I won't be affecting the stereo information, the side information for that. So that's what, like I said, it's great about having a more premium EQ because I can just do this all in one rather than on the stock one. I have to take away, I have to add on another EQ and so forth, but I can just do it all in one. Another great feature, it's like some small things, but you can do certain dB altercations. So let's just say if I want to do like just want to be a really sharp one, I can do 96, or I can do a really slope one, 6. The stock ones usually don't have that too much integrated, just depending on your DAW. I believe Logic's is pretty good at that, but again, certain things you can't do. Additionally, what I do like about the premium ones is that you can even add up to as many as you want. You're not limited. Unlike the EQ 8, it's limited to 8. So that is also maybe something you want to keep in mind. And these are just some of the small things that you can do. There's so much more in depth that you can do with a premium versus a stock plugin for EQ, but essentially that is the main difference between a stock and a premium EQ. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please subscribe or follow me on TikTok, and I'll catch you guys on the beat. Bye.